everybody, and welcome to the Marketing Moment, where we talk about mishaps, mayhems, and missteps in marketing. I am Sharon Washington, owner of the P3 Solution in Silver Spring, Maryland. I have a Marcom firm that's marketing and communication here, and I am talking today with the content content marketing expert, Kim Tran, and we're going to have so much fun in this short 30 minutes to find out about Kim and find out some marketing missteps. So if you're out there, you can ask questions. Please feel free to tweet about it. If you see the replay, because you're going to get all the juicy information here, please do so. And please give us praises. You can tap the praise button and give us praises.
I think it's called the feels.
Huh?
It's called the feels or something.
What is it called? See, you have to school me on that. It's like praise. Thank you. So Kim, thanks for joining us. I appreciate it. Welcome. So we'll start off tonight with having you give a little background about yourself.
Yeah. So I always joke that I came to marketing sort of by default. Right out of college, like many other college graduates in DC, I guess, I wanted to become a lawyer, which was so original, right? So the surprising thing, or the actual cool thing, is that I got to work in a really interesting area of the law. So it was First Amendment, media litigation, and communications law. So while I was at the law firm, that's when I actually had like my aha moment, and thought, hey, instead of defending people after they're being sued for saying something wrong, why not actually be on the other side and counsel them on what to say and how to say it. So that's how I made the jump from there. And I've worked for big firms, big companies like Discovery Communications. But, I've also worked on the agency side, so coming up for digital marketing for clients. And I mostly specialized in very sort of specific industries and highly regulated industries like law firms, healthcare, finance. But currently I'm with a fun family-owned company, small business, and I'm their resident writer, content marketing, and editor. And it's been fun. So
what's the difference, do you find, or a significant difference, if you find, in marketing for, I love it. Thanks, Kathy. We love it. What's the significant difference between building content to promote a small business versus building content to create for a really large organization or very serious in nature, right?
Yeah. So I guess the big thing is budget, right?
Okay. Right.
Businesses, we tend to, market like the big guys, or at least want to market like them. But we forget that, one tweet probably has like 3 people who came up with it. One person who tweets it, one person who brainstormed it, and one person who approved it.
Right.
Whereas in your small business, you're kind of like, I don't know, like the person wearing every hat. You're the CEO, you're the social media person, you're the salesperson. So I think that's the biggest difference and the biggest problem that small business have. And I think that's why keeping an open mind with your marketing and wanting to experiment and just seeing it as, if something doesn't work out, it's a lesson learned versus like a big marketing fail. So I think changing your perspective, that's the biggest differentiator.
Awesome. Yeah, I find that being a small business, I've worked for nonprofit, big and small, and nonprofits in the DC area. Associations aren't traditionally like not-for-profit organizations. There are many small businesses or medium-sized small businesses who run it on like the family operated sometimes. So yeah. In any I guess every organization I've ever worked for, I've had like 10 different hats. So, just recently I'm social media / editor / marketer, even though, I'm really a marketer. So I can see definitely the difference. Okay, so this is my favorite fun question that I'll ask everybody who comes aboard in the Oops Moment segment. So tell us either a mishap, a misstep, or some mayhem that you have encountered in marketing a business or marketing yourself or just marketing, period. So, I mean, it could be a pet peeve. It could be something that really happened to you, and how'd you resolve it, or how do you think it can be resolved?
Yeah. Well, I think marketing is mayhem in general, whether you are working for clients or working for yourself or working in-house for a company. So I think I love mayhem. It's conducive to creativity. Like Absolutely. That's where all the big ideas come out from. Like I had a great boss at my previous job where no idea was a bad idea. So it was just like a big brain dump. And so I think that's a really great aspect of marketing. There's a lot of mayhem and again, perspective, mayhem doesn't always have to be bad or negative. A big marketing oops that I actually still talk about, not mentioning any names, but again, just like being like a smaller budget resources wise, working for a big client, we had about a week to come up with an idea, basically an entire strategy for a former NFL player who wanted to market his new apparel line. And so I think our misstep there was that we put too much power back into the client and didn't do our job. Okay. So there's always that balance when you are working with clients where, they hired you to do your job. They hired you to do something because you're an expert in something. And there's always that line where it's like, okay, how do you please the client? But at the same time, you are the expert.
Absolutely. I remember us talking about that in class, having that balance. Absolutely.
Yeah. So there was a series of missteps with that campaign where we came up with a bunch of ideas. The client picked the idea that we least wanted and we were least prepared for. And no one felt good about it. But we all just moved forward with it. And again, I think the big differentiator there is for us to have spoken up and say, hey, you know what?
That's not gonna work, right?
It's not gonna work, and sometimes you just have to step it up.
It's very difficult. I deal with clients every day. It's very difficult. Thanks, Kathy. I love this. It's very difficult to play the balancing act, to please the client, to do what you know is right without even seeming argumentative, combative, right? Not doing your job because, some people see marketers as, I want you to affirm that what I want to do is right, and it's not necessarily the greatest thing for you to tackle. They don't understand that. So that can be very difficult. I'll share with you, and I happen to like marketing mayhem. Thank you. I appreciate that, Kathy. Thank you. I happen to like mayhem myself too, like you said. It brings out creativity. I even like the debate, the banter, the client discussion, because it gets to the nitty gritty of what you need from me and what I can offer for you. So I absolutely like mayhem too. What I absolutely have an issue with in marketing today, and this happened to me today, and I talk about this all the time, and I know people are going to get tired of hearing me talk about it, or they're going to stop doing it one way or the other. I do not like blind marketing efforts. So, you meet someone, they give you their card, you give them your card, and suddenly, magically, I'm on their list, their email list. I didn't ask to be on their email list. we hadn't had a conversation and said, hey, let me send some information over to you, anything like that. And magically, I'm on their list. What that does, and I know that people want to build their contact list over and over again so that they can promote to people. I understand that. But in these tricky times where social media, you got people yelling here and you got people yelling here, it's best to establish communication and relationship with the person before you kind of blindly send them email. Coupled with that, hello, Danica, another panelist. Welcome. Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Coupled with that is when people send blind social media friends, connections, without kind of a reason as to why you're sending me a message on social media, or why do you want to connect with me? I don't know you. Why are you trying to connect with me? And it could be a simple note that, hey, I saw you on Kim's page and you seem awesome, and so let's talk. Great.
Yeah.
I can do that. But that's my major pet peeve in marketing today, is that these blind marketing efforts with people feeling like they're going to yield rewards from having large amounts of email contact lists, and not probably because they're listening to podcasts and reading articles that say, hey, build your list. But you have to build a relationship first before building your list. At least, that's my take on it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's one of my pet peeves too, is that sometimes, you get so into being a marketer and you forget that you too are a consumer.
Right.
So it's like you have like tunnel vision almost, and you're sending out like social media, like you're almost spamming people.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely a fine line. But that's where I think content marketing and all of these branches of marketing now, they're becoming so personalized. And I like that you brought up metrics, because before that, people didn't really, or we as industry folks, we never really measured marketing.
Right.
It was, as you said, a lot of blind marketing. It was like throwing crap onto the wall, and seeing what sticks. And now that we have the tools, and most of them are free too, and they're very robust. They have so much data. And so it's like a science and art kind of thing. One, you have to be creative, and on the other side, you have to kind of be curious, open to experimenting, but at the same time being strategic about it too.
Absolutely.
So, and that's really exciting for someone in the industry, but also just for users too, because then we get what we want when we want it, and we don't feel bombarded with crap.
Do you think that, how do you think with regards to content marketing, that say I'm a small business owner and I really don't understand the concept of content marketing, right? Mm-hmm. What's an easy thing to do? Like one easy thing to do to improve my content? Because it's about promoting well, right? With content marketing. So like, can you think of one thing? Is that too simplified, or several things?
I think, again, like being a small business marketer, sometimes we're so deep into, growing your business, driving your revenue and things like that. And it's hard to take a step back and think about what the customer or what your ideal customer wants. So I like to use the analogy of when you want to travel somewhere or going on vacation, and you're looking to go to pick out a place to visit. The first thing you ask is probably your network. And then you'll go online, you'll check out, hotels, you'll Google things. All of that is content.
Okay.
None of this content is controlled.
Okay.
And so when I approach content marketing and I try to explain it to small business owners who might not understand the concept, I describe it that way. Okay. What would you want to have out there that you can't control, but that defines who you are without you having to SEO.
Okay, there you go. Okay. Yeah, you're back. That's okay. It happens with technology. We're professionals. Keep it rolling. You got it.
Yeah, keep it rolling. So yeah, that's how I describe content marketing. Again, it can be applied to anything in life. You know, you buy a TV, you look at the company, you look at different reviews, for example. That's content marketing too, what other people are saying about you on Amazon. And sometimes, you know, if sometimes you don't have ideas, just pull it right from a user review. You know, this has been a pain point for me, or this, I've had a problem with this, and describe how your product fixes that problem. People love simplifying their life, you know? So anytime your business can make their life easier, jump on it. You know, social media too, put out user reviews out there. Ask your users questions. People love questions.
Yeah, they do, especially about themselves. Right. Okay, so rolling into that, can you tell us one trend that you're following in content marketing? Just one, because, you know, Market Simple, we're going to have a whole bunch of things to talk about, but one trend in particular within content marketing that you can share? Yeah.
So marketing, again, it's a little new, but going back to the whole vacation analogy, the big trend right now is to focus on user experience and user journeys. So where are your customers in their journey? Are they completely new to your business? So let's just take, for example, a fashion apparel in business. You know, there's a lot of noise out there. There's a lot of fashion e-commerce companies out there. How are you different? Right. And so the new trend, of course, is to pinpoint, you know, if you're creating a blog, what goal does that blog achieve? Is it for, of course, it's to sell your product. But with marketing, you know, you're more concerned with how is this content going to affect your user experience? So, right. You know, are they going on vacation and they don't know how to pack, for example? So you could always go around your blog and write about, you know, 5 tips to pack lightly for a weekend. Right. You know, make it very contextual. I like to use the word context because otherwise it's just, again, noise. Without any context, without any, you know, relation to your product or to your users, then users, it just feels sleazy, you know? No
offense to used car salesmen.
Exactly.
Car salesmen. Yes. But, you know, we've all been to the car lot and we've all had the swarm of vultures come and sell us a car. So maybe that is the way to get cars sold, but I hate it.
Yeah, you always feel a little like gross inside.
I do. I hate it. I just bought a new car a couple of months ago, and I went in there knowing exactly what I wanted, how much I want to pay, and I walked to the guy and I was like, look, I want this. We have nothing to talk about other than pricing and where do I sign on the dotted line, because I don't like to be sold to. And he still tried to upsell anyways.
That's a perfect example, because before you go in, even before you step into the car dealership, you probably already looked up, you know, what online, like reviews of the car, pictures of the car. Like, you don't need to be sold anymore. You just need the price. And so I think that's what content marketing achieves. A lot of times it makes sales easier. But at the same time, you know, it's building that relationship, just knowing what your customer wants and not throwing them off with things, with information overload, basically.
Yeah, they get enough from social media or emails, or your blind emails. If you're sending blind emails, please stop. Well, don't send me the blind emails. Please. Just say hello to me and we have automatically become connected. Okay, Kim, so last question. Yeah. Market Simple, October 17th at the Silver Spring Civic Center. 8 of the best darn marketing people as far as I'm concerned, in the world. It's local, but so what? It's in the world. You guys are knowledgeable. I'm very excited about it. If you guys out there, you don't know about it, you're in the DMV area, go to www.the P3solution.com/the summit and check it out. Not just check it out, register today. We only have about 23 seats left. Absolutely, 23 seats. I love that. It's like, what is that called, Kim? We have to find out what that's called. The
feels.
Oh, really? Oh. Okay, so last question. What can the audience expect from you on October 17th?
Well, a lot of fun. A lot of real life analogies. I'm an analogy person.
Right.
So, and with content marketing, I come from a writer background, an editorial background, but I also have a psychology background.
Okay.
So I'm always about, thinking about your audience first. A lot of times people forget that. Our concern is always to push out content and things like that again, but the user experience, knowing what, for example, your target male demographic might want versus your female.
Absolutely.
And then talking about more customized, personalized experiences and just having quality over quantity for sure.
Absolutely. One quick question. Do
Yeah.
you think more is less, or do you think that you have to in order to have very substantial content, you have to write a lot?
I personally don't think you have to write a lot. Again, you can pull from a lot of different things to experiment.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, it's all about making your life easier as a small business owner. So again, all these tools, all these metrics, you can put it out there and use the free tools and see what works for you. If you have a lot of content out there, but all of it is, again, spam-like or throwing people off, that hurts your brand more so than not having enough content. Okay. And to me, good enough is good enough, especially for small business marketing. You can always scale up. You can't always scale back when you make mistakes. Right. So to me, it's always tread carefully, but tread with an adventurous mind almost. And that's all marketing, really. It's being a maverick, building things, and just being curious. So I'm excited to meet everybody else at the summit for sure.
Absolutely. I'm so excited. Kim, thank you. It has been a joy. In fact, since this is my first blab, I think it kind of went off with a small hitch. It did great. You did a great job. I appreciate it. I look forward to seeing you at the summit and everybody else on October 17th. 2015. I was going to say 16, but no, it's this year, 2015. Check us out. I'm Sharon Washington. That's Kim Tran, content marketer, and I'm your marketing pro here. So we'll see you guys at the summit. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Kim.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.